Out here today with the Echelon, Springfield Armory Echelon, and working here towards the 1,000-round review. Getting close to being wrapped up. No malfunctions so far. Let's try to run a group here, see how we look. Got the 20-rounder, 17 plus 3 in the magazine, 115 grain Fiocchi FMJ. We're going to go right for the middle of the target here. I'm running a, can't see the dot, there we go, EOTech E-Flex, red dot, nice big clear window. Okay, this is first shots of the day, so kind of got to get warmed up here. Just going for the center of the diamond. Probably grip that one. Okay, let's go take a look. See where we're hitting. I can definitely see some up high. So, I'm gonna have to verify the dot here. I got one here. That's probably the one I said I dipped, and then one, and then 3. So the dot may be a little high. I did change the dot on here. It was a Holosun. I can't remember the which one. It was one of the more smaller micro ones, which I moved to a smaller pistol. But probably gonna have to adjust that down. This is the first time I shot it with the EOTech on it, at least as far as I can remember anyways. So let's make some adjustments and I will get back. Made some adjustments to the dot, about 4 clicks down. We're gonna try shooting the, and we'll go with the bottom left diamond. Okay, let's see if we pull any down off paper. I'll try not to pull. Got a smaller black diamond to aim at. That looks high right. I think that was 5, 4 or 5. I think it was 5. Let's take a look here. We're at 10 yards, by the way. That must have been. Was it 4? I'll go back on the camera. I don't know what the hell I did there. We got 1 to the left, and then we got 2 here. So maybe I just shot 4. If it is 5, I will write it up on the screen there during the edit. Let's see if we can tighten that up a little bit. I'm going to shoot the same diamond dot. I'm going to waste my diamonds here, make sure that this is zeroed. So we're going to head back here to the 10-yard marker. Yep. Okay. Let's go here. 5 more, bottom left diamond. And I think there's 5 left in there. Okay. 3. I think I might have pulled that one. 5. Okay. This is my first magazine for today. She's still warming up. Oh, hell, I'm warming up. And I did do the same thing again. I don't know what's up with that. Again, you can see it looks like I pulled, I don't know what it is with me today, but it looks like I don't know, I'm right-handed and I'm shooting high right. Makes sense, right? But that's just shooter error. And you can see there was 2 in here, and that looks like 2 more. At least 2 more. So I don't know if that's 2 here, 2 there. And I don't know if there's a third one mixed in there somewhere. I'll go back and review the footage. But you see where I'm shooting. For the most part, I'm in here, one out, and that's just me doing God knows what today. But that's the first 20 rounds for today. We're getting very close to that 1,000 round review. No malfunctions on the Echelon so far. Let's keep them running. Start again. Anyways, 2 5-round groups, top left diamond, then the top right diamond. 5 and 5. Top right. Let's take a look. No secrets here, guys. So we're gonna start here. So 1 did that again. Seems to be a pattern today. Then 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then over here, I had this one buttoned up. It was completely covered, so there was no holes visible. So we got 1 that makes more sense. I'm a righty. Me yanking 1 to the low left. Why I've been doing that today. It's just one of them days, I guess. And then I got 1 here. So that's 2, 3, and this looks like a really big hole. So I'm gonna assume 2 of them right there. So I got 3 of them within the black. 1 here on the outside, which you can just see underneath this cover up, which I had covered up, and then 1 down on the left. Here 2, 2, and then 1. So that's 2 5-round groups from 10 yards, which is not bad. This is the I believe it's the 3rd magazine of the day. This is a really nice gun. I'm not gonna lie. I really do. I like this sandpaper. It's not too aggressive. Not that I mind that, but it's aggressive enough for me where it feels nice. They added that same kind of sandpaper feel even on the magazines, as you can see. And these are 17s, and I believe you can add 3 in there, but honestly, I think you can add 4. I could be mistaken. I'll write it up. I'm pretty sure these are meant to be 20 rounders, not 21 rounders. I think I have heard of people, the springs blowing out the bottom if you overload them, but they definitely have some wiggle room where you probably could do more than 20, whether you want to try it or not. That's up to you. But yeah, Springfield Armory Echelon, nice pistol, decent trigger, right around 900, some maybe about 925 rounds, 75 more to go. I'm gonna load up 3, and we're just gonna let them rip and go from there. So I shot a few more, and I got it up to 940 rounds in that vicinity, and so I have 3 mags. We're gonna try to get it to malfunction. The gun has never failed. I have the 3 mags, 20 rounds. This one actually I squeezed 21 into in this magazine. It does sound like it's seating. I don't necessarily recommend this, but that 21 rounder, it does go in there. I don't really have to force it in or anything like that, but it does go. I don't recommend it. Normally I wouldn't do it. I just wanted to show you guys, but it is seated. But 3 mags. I'm gonna try to get it to fail. Just gonna generally aim for the middle. Accuracy is not the goal. Not that we know I'm super accurate anyways. I'm gonna just rapid fire some, and then I'm gonna maybe do some one-handed right hand, a mag with the right hand, and then a mag maybe with the left hand. So definitely gonna have some limp wrists in there, see if I can get her to fail. Okay, so first mag, if I can get this to fit in a 60-second clip, maybe I'll split it off and I'll put it in a little clip video. But yeah, so 60 rounds to hit that 1,000 round mark, just a little over 1,000. 21 rounds in this first magazine, not one in the chamber, just 20 in the mag. See if it works. 2 hands, left, right, well, right, left, and we'll go from there. So no problem chambering that. So we got 20 plus 1. I should have put one in the chamber and then loaded another one. That's probably what I should have did. And see if it seats. But I'll let you guys know if I'm actually able to do that. I'll try it off camera. So here we go. Just gonna let them rip. Then I'm gonna go to the right hand and then the left hand. So there'll be some lip wrist and see if we can get her to fail. Okay. I don't have my thingy with me here, so I got a fish in my pocket. Now we're gonna go to the right hand, okay? And maybe I should have put them in my left pocket. And then we're gonna go to the left hand here, okay? It's definitely gonna be limp wristed, so. That was about as limp wristed as I can get. No problems. Probably 1,001 rounds. No failures. Springfield Armory Echelon. Definitely a home defense pistol I would recommend. We want to see what the Swiss cheese looks like. Some of these were already here, but it's pretty bad. So you can see it's kind of all over the place, but I mean, I wasn't trying to be accurate. So yeah, 1,000 plus rounds. Actually, if you just want to see real quick, that was all Aguila, by the way. I have this Mexican ammo. It actually runs kind of dirty. It gets real smoky. It's kind of fun to shoot in rapid succession because you can create a nice little smoke cloud. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of magazines for the Echelon. I have 4, and that barrel it's hot, but you can keep your fingers on it for a little bit before it starts to kind of burn. I have put a decent amount of rounds through it today, but we'll leave that there for a minute. But yeah, I got this stuff pretty cheap. Runs kind of dirty. When I'm not trying to be more accurate, I'll use the slightly, I don't know about slightly, but Fiocchi's better ammo than this. But I haven't had any issues with it though. So real quick, so we got 17. Okay, I just want to show you this. Yeah, let's just dump this out. Okay, I'm going to use the Eula loader here in a second, because I don't want to. These magazines aren't the easiest to load, but however, they have broken in a little bit. They used to be much tighter, so they're actually not bad, but it does get a little harder as you go down. But that obviously depends on you. That's 10 right there. That's 11. We're just going to use the Eula loader here for the rest of it, okay? So that's 11. 12 here. I want to show you guys. So, okay, no, that's 11. Wait, is that 11? Yeah, so 12. Okay. Yeah, you can see it right there. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I don't even know if you can even see this. 18, 19. So there's 20. Okay. There's 21. And can you fit 22 in there? You're not fitting 22. So let's do this real quick. So we'll put it in here. Got the click. Okay, one in the chamber. Let's actually see this real quick here. Let's see if I can handle this 21. There you go. 21. Now let's see. Looks like it's seated. Let's just run more and see if we can get it to go here. That was for fun. So yeah, over 1,000 rounds, Springfield Armory Echelon. I'm gonna take it back to the house and we're gonna go over the final thoughts and wrap up this review. So I'm not going back quite to the house yet here. I just want to show a 5-round group. I got a fresh target in the middle with this Aguila 115 grain. Let's give it one last little group here before I head out. And that way, if anyone's interested in ever purchasing this stuff, they kind of get an idea from, we'll just say, a more average shooter sitting at a 10-yard mark. You see that it runs. I've never had a issue with the ammo itself. I've had probably over 1,000 rounds of it. Probably not the hugest sample, but I typically don't buy it. But I saw a good deal and I went for it. So let's just try to get a little bit of a group here. Can't see the target. So there's 5. I don't know why I can't see anything. Oh, I thought I hung a splatterburst target. What a fucking idiot. Again, me being me. One down right, one up high left, and then right here. Aguila 115 grain, 5-round group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not terrible.
This will be the 1,000-round review. I will touch over just a few of the pros, cons. I will go over the cons first just because the list is a lot shorter. Just to show you that we are empty here. Just to go over the cons here real first, just because there's not many, I just want to go over it real quick, is the slide lever release is extremely stiff when you first get it, like very difficult. After 1,000 rounds, it has loosened up a bit. It still requires a decent amount of effort to get it to go down. But this is like a Smith & Wesson type takedown, except for this lever is really stiff. So it'll work itself a little, it'll break itself in over time. But in the beginning, it's extremely hard to push this down if you do want to, take the gun apart which is actually real easy. You don't even need to pull the trigger. And then we just put it back on here, push it back, and it always goes up a lot easier. And there we go. So that's one of the cons. That's just kind of something that needs to be broken in. With the optic system, it's not a con. I'm gonna go into the optic system actually as a positive, but just so you guys know, I'm running a EOTech eFlex. This is pretty common with a lot of guns, even though this is a fairly thick frame with this Delta Point Pro footprint with EOTech. You can see right here, you will get some overhang, but this is going to vary depending on your optic. So not really a con, but you will get a little bit of overhang. Okay. And real quick, the co-witness actually, it's kind of there, but it's really tight. The rear sights come up just enough where you can kind of make it work. Some of you might want to change it out to make it a little bit higher, but you can see right there. So it's there. So there's that. So back to the mounting system. It's called, I think it's called Viz. I think it's variable. I don't remember. Variable something, but it's called, I think they call it Viz. And it's definitely a pro because they use these little locking pins. You get 3 sets of these locking pins. RMR, one for the RMR, one for the Delta Point Pro, which is what this one's using, and then one for the RMSC. And I can tell you that I haven't ran 1,000 rounds with Sonic because I used to have a RMSC Holosun. I think it's like the 407K, I think it is. I forget which one, that's C or K for the RMSC. I don't quite remember. But I took it off. At one point, and I switched it. This is more recently, so this hasn't been on here as long, not nearly as long. I haven't had any issues to speak of so far with it. It seems like both the Holosun and this one have stayed on, and I haven't noticed any kind of wiggle or anything. So that to me is a positive. I think they did a good job with the optic system, and you don't need a plate. As you can see, this is directly mounted to the slide, and like I said, the pins underneath will kind of hold it into place. So that's a positive. I wish they would have used this system on the Springfield Armory Prodigy, but I know the Prodigy did come out first, and so but it would have been a nice system to maybe kind of see put on the Prodigy. Another thing real quick, I don't want to eat up too much time. I did go over a lot of these things in the first impressions, but I love the texture. You got the sandpaper feel, and they put it everywhere. You got it up high, you got it here, you got it on the back of their gun, you have it on the front of the gun. They even have it where you have a thumb rest. They put texture there. Even the lever here has texture on it as well. They did a real good job with that. I really like the sandpaper-ish feel to it, especially if your hands are sweating. It's not super aggressive. It's not like M&P 2.0 aggressive, which I actually like. So it's definitely a step down from that. So that might be the sweet spot for some of you. The serrations are good. They're nice and deep. You got them on the rear and the front. I've never had an issue racking the gun. I do really like this design here where they kind of flared out the back here. You can see here. So this is actually something you could grab. My hands are actually sweaty right now because it's actually humid down here. And I can still get a hold of it pretty good. The front's obviously the easiest. Grabbing a serration is probably still a little easier, but this works. Okay. I really like that. She comes with a 17-20 round. These are the ones with the extension, and that actually they do put the texture here as well. All the magazines with the extension here, the 3-round extension, because they're 17, and then you can put another 3 in here. Well, they'll tell you 3. You can put 4. You can put 20. You could put 21 in here if you wanted to. Not recommend that you do. I think some people have had the the spring pop out the bottom. Maybe they were putting 21 in, but you can do 21 plus 1. Several times I've tried it, I didn't have any issues. But that's up to your own discretion. But you can put 21 rounds in here, so you could, and you'll see the footage. But there is where I do a 21 plus 1, so 22 rounds, and I had no issues. I've done that several times. I never had any problems running it like that. Let's put this up on here real quick. My hands are sweaty, forgive me. I'm trying not to fumble around here. So that moves me on to the slide lock right here, or slide release. It's just like a thin, like flat bar, and honestly, it works. Like pulling it back, getting your thumb on there. It's a very simple design. It's kind of different from a lot of your normal firearms, where it can be like a square or whatever, but just like a flat little bar, and it works perfectly, no problems at all. I really like the slide lock. You have your pick rail here, and you can see I have a TLR1 HL Streamlight. Cannot talk today. So there's that. You do where you have it also textured, you can rest your thumbs on here. So that's quite nice, because I know a lot of people do thumbs forward. It does have its modular system, or COG. I think it's called Central Operating Group. So you can, I'm not going to do it here on the in the video, but Springfield Armory actually has like a 2.5 minute video where it kind of briefly goes over it. But you can pull out the fire group or their COG group, whatever you want to call it, and you could put it into another grip module, and they have different colors and I think different sizes listed on their website. That's something you could look into if you're interested. So there's that. Getting back to the gun itself, actually real quick, we have the trigger. Before I go into how this gun ran over 1,000 rounds, is the trigger's decent. Okay. Let me see if I can kind of pull it up here on screen. So you kind of have your take up. This is kind of your wall right here. And then you still have, there's creep. And there's a decent amount of creep. Okay. And then the reset, I think, is actually quite pretty good. And then right there. So then you get your creep. And then it breaks fairly clean. And then there's your reset. So it is tactile and it is audible. So it's a decent trigger. I like the trigger. It's not the best, but it's a very serviceable duty trigger, which I believe this gun is aimed at. It's probably around a 4.5 pound trigger is usually kind of what I get on it. So there's that. So decent trigger. And it brings me down to the 1,000 rounds. I went over 1,000 rounds on the firearm. No malfunctions, no failures. I ran 115 grain MagTech, Fiocchi, even Mexican Aguila. That was all 115 grain FMJ. I did run some Winchester silver tips, hollow points through there as well. I think I even ran some, just a little bit, 124 Arms Core FMJ as well. So I ran a few different, nothing crazy, all brass, no issues, never had an issue feeding or ejecting, anything like that. The gun has run flawlessly. I haven't had any issues. So that's really pretty much the gist of it. It's a gun with very little cons. And like I said, me like this, I was sitting here last night and I was trying to think of like cons for the gun. Like I said, it's not the best trigger, but it's still a decent trigger. And like this here was always kind of like the only really annoying part I had with the gun. Outside of that, I think it's a very well designed gun. Oh yeah, real quick, because I kind of glossed over it, is you do have quite decent size mag releases right here. So you have them on both sides as well. So you know, for ambi, you know, for people left-handers, and it does. They come right out. They fall free quite nicely. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to kind of touch up and get that review out here for the Springfield Armory Echelon. If there's anything that maybe I kind of glossed over or went over too quickly, and you have some other questions, just post them down in the comment section, and I will get back to them as soon as I read them. Excuse me, and you guys have a great day, and highly recommend for a duty home defense. If you want to try to carry it, I mean, you could. It's a little big for me. I won't be carrying it. It is my bedside gun, and you know, if anyone's looking for a reliable duty service pistol, I highly recommend it. You know, good texture, reliable, good serrations, decent trigger, very good capacity. So again, thanks again, and have a good day.